Alright, welcome back to this full Excel course. Today we're going to talk about working with colours. This is part of the data section here, and the last video before we go into some example solves and get onto the game type cases. So have you ever seen a spreadsheet like this? Green is good, yellow is okay, and red is designated as bad. So in this example, we're trying to represent information with colour, and that is terrible practice in Excel. So why is that? Well, what if I wanted to ask the question, how many products are good, i.e. green? Well, I could go through and manually count these greens, but there's no really good native formulas in Excel to work with colours. So I could do it quite manually here, but what if it was like, a really big list? Well, then it gets a little bit complicated. So this video is going to be all about working with colours, counting them, labelling them, and so on. So whenever colours comes up, you should immediately be thinking, find and replace. So find and replace in Excel is Control H, and what you can do is search for specific things. So I can search by format here. So if I click format, choose format from cell, I could click this orange here. So now I'm going to search for all of those. So if I said find all, I can see down here there's 27 cells found. So there are 27 cells tagged with this orange color. I could also use this find and replace feature to replace with O, for example, for orange. All done, 27 replacements. I could then change to another color, so this purple, and go P, and I could do this for all of my colors in this chart. And it's a little bit tedious, but at least it gives you a quick way to label things. So let's just finish up here with the blues. And then I could list out all my colors here, for example, and count them. So I could say, count if this grid says these letters. And now I know how many there are of each color. And without going into VBA to do this for you, this is going to be your quickest and easiest way to do that type of thing. Now, to continue on in the video, I think the best way is to look at some examples from real Excel cases. And let's start with a map case. So you don't need to know the details too much, but basically we had a map that we needed to walk around, but we couldn't walk on water. And when there's a rule for something like that, you generally need to tag the cells so that later on in a formula you can use that tag to specify what happens. So in this case I could say Control H. Let's find the format of this water. We want any cells and we want to replace them with a W. So if we do that, we instantly get W for all of our water cells, and then we can do a formula like if water, don't move, otherwise move. And we'll come to how to solve these map cases in a later chapter of the video, but that's all you need for now. Now, another very similar example is a map case like this, and the first bonus question was how many land, port, and canal cells are there on the map? So essentially, we want to label everything that's not blue. Now, in something like this, you can take a little bit of a cheat, because it's everything except blue, rather than labeling all of these grey, purple, black, brown, and green cells. Why don't we label everything with a 1? So 1, and then I press Control Enter to enter that into every cell, and then I can replace these blues here, if I get the right one, with nothing. So replace all with nothing, and now I've labelled every cell that is not blue. I can then just hover my mouse over, there's 410 of those cells which I can see in the bottom corner, so the answer to that one was 410. So that's background colours. What about font colours? So in this case, a recent one that came up, we needed to find which font was slightly different to the others for these dots. Well, again, I can Control H, find format is this dot. I can then find all, Control A to highlight all of those, and I get all of the cells that match my description. Still quite hard to find the dot that's a different color, but what if we put them all in red? Well, we can see there's a dot here that's missing in AE35, so that was the answer to that question. Another example similar to the first one is this was counting election results. So votes were cast by colour, and those colours were represented up here in the table for each party. So we need to kind of replace all of the colours with this PYB, for example. So the easiest way again was to Control H, find by format. And with this one, it's not just colour, there's kind of shading in the cell, but this will still work, and let's call that YB, replace all, and we'll see that all of those cells are now labelled so we can actually work with them. So now let's get a little bit more advanced and talk about a VBA approach to do this. And the reason you would want something like that is where you have a lot more colours. So there's an example here where we have a map of the United Kingdom. I'll just zoom out a bit so you can see it. And we had all various types of terrain. So these ones. Now it's a little bit tedious to go through and find and replace for each of these individually. So there is some VBA you can use, which you'll find in this developer tab. If you don't have the developer tab, right click anywhere here, go on customize the ribbon. go to this main tab section and you should see developer that you can then add with this button here, and it will add it to your Excel. So in this macros section, I have this overlay color code macro, and it looks like this. Now it looks quite complicated. Now the only really important bit of the logic is for each C in the selection of my cells, give the interior color code. So I used AI to help write this for me and make it fast. To make it fast, it just disabled some of the screen updating and then turned it back on at the end. Now, if you're writing something like this, I would highly recommend using some AI like ChatGPT. It can write VBA really well if you just explain in plain language what you want it to do. But if I run that macro, then basically it's going to give me the color code for each of these cells. What I can then do is do the same thing on my map. So overlay color code, and it kind of will give me all of those color codes individually. So I can then do stuff like count if this is all of these things. So I now have how many of each of these items there are on the map. And that was exactly the bonus question in this: how many city cells, how many C cells are on the map. So the answer there would have been 14 city cells, 1286 C cells, for example. So 1286, that would be the answer there. And another question in this case was, what is the terrain in the given cell? So for that, I would basically want to convert these numbers into their terrain type. So to do that, I could say equals xlookup all of this stuff, because xlookup works with dynamic arrays, in this color code and return the terrain type. So that would give me all of the terrain types laid out in the map. So let's just copy that as values up here, and we'll get all of it labeled properly. So if I then want to know what's in cell W35, I could come to my map, go up here, W35, takes me to a cell that has planes in it. So if I just highlight it down here, we're on this cell here, planes. So that would be an answer to that question. There's also the question of going the other way. So given the color codes, what color should it be? So again, I have kind of a macro that goes the opposite way. That's the only real way to do this. So if I go to my macros as well, and I'll quickly show you that one. It's called color fill. It's basically for each section, give it the correct interior color. So for these color codes, if I run that macro, color fill, you'll see that I get my colors back. And again, I would highly recommend utilizing AI to help you write any VBA for this type of stuff. Now, the final and most complicated thing that's come up to do with colors is pulling out the RGB values from cells. So this is kind of pixel art of the yellow brick road. And the question is to find out how green it is. So if I right click one of these cells and go to format cells, on this fill section, if I click more colors, you will see down here the RGB values. So red 171, green 200, blue 119. So obviously you can't click through potentially millions of cells and add all of these green, blue or red elements up individually, and you have to do it programmatically. Again, VBA is your only option here really. So what you'd want to do is have some sort of color fill macro. So let's do overlay color code again on that. Now the way these RGB values work is each element, red, green and blue, is given a value between 0 and 256, and this number is the blue value times 256 squared plus the green value times 256 plus the red value. So the remainder after dividing by 256 would be the red value. So if I did mod of this number 256, that will give me the red value of this cell. So it's 10. To get the green value, I would need to divide it by 256. You'll notice that's more than 256, and the red, green and blue can only go between 0 and that value, so you still need to take it mod 256 and take the integer part. So I can wrap it in int to get the integer part, and then I should be able to take that mod 256 to get the remainder after division, and that will give me the green element here, which is 103. Finally, for the blue element, we would take that and divide it by 256 to the power of 2, and we would take the integer part, so we'd have to wrap it in int. Now that's 3 calculations to remember. I've written a lambda that does all of that for me. We'll come to lambdas in a much later section of the video, but just to prove that out, let's practice the green again and solve the bonus question. So these formulas should all work with arrays. So let's do equals all of this stuff divided by 256. We want to take the integer part of that and do mod 256. And now we have a huge grid of numbers that should just represent the green element. So let's sum all that up for the final bonus in this. So the sum of all of that stuff and we get the right answer. So that's all of the green elements from the RGB codes of this image added together. Now that is quite complex, especially for a beginner series. However, it may come up and you may need to work with it. So that's as advanced as it gets in terms of color. I guess the only other thing that could come up is going backwards from what I just did. So in reverse, converting red, green, blue values into their full color code, in which case you would do the blue value times 256 squared plus the green value multiplied by 256 plus the red value on its own. That would give you these numbers, and then you could use the VBA I showed earlier to convert back into the background colors. And one very final thing to say about colors is, as a cheat way to get around this kind of stuff, you won't get the exact values out, but you can use conditional formatting and highlight with a color scale here to get kind of a color scale of the green. So one other thing that's come up before is concealing an image within an image where the color codes were given, but they were not true to the image. And if you just used this conditional kind of formatting trick, you would see a blanked out section of where the image was actually something different. Okay, that's it. Some example solves next for these data cases to recap everything we've done, and then we'll move on to the next chapter of this course. As always, link to the full course in the description. Subscribe if you want to see more. Hopefully I'll see you next time.